Imagine it is your first month at a new workplace. Someone takes you under their wing early, walks you through the office, tells you who is who, actually listens when you vent after a rough day. You start to confide in him. Nothing dramatic, just the honest kind of talk that happens when you finally feel safe somewhere new. Then comes your first month-end review. Your manager is speaking, and somewhere between the performance notes and the team feedback, you hear your own words coming back to you, repackaged, reframed, and sitting comfortably in someone else's mouth. The frustration you mentioned over coffee, the doubt you shared in passing, all of it, now clinical, now on record, now working against you. That wasn't a slip. That wasn't a coincidence. That was someone you wrapped around your neck thinking it was a garland. Welcome to Unspoken Office, where we decode the psychology behind what nobody at work will say out loud. So what exactly are we dealing with? A workplace snake is not the loud, aggressive colleague who throws tantrums in meetings. Loud people are easy. They create witnesses. They create paper trails. They get managed. The person we are talking about is the one nobody ever complains about. The one who is universally liked. The one who always seems to be in the right place at the right time. Psychologists studying dark triad personality traits, narcissism, Machiavellianism, and psychopathy, have found that high Machiavellian individuals in particular are extraordinarily skilled at reading social environments and adapting their behavior to extract maximum advantage. The workplace snake is not evil. They are strategic. And strategy, unlike aggression, is almost impossible to report. The first thing you need to understand is the mask. Every workplace snake maintains two versions of themselves. The public version, warm, collaborative, always willing to help, and the private version that is constantly calculating. The mask is not occasional, it is permanent, and it is convincing because it has to be. Research on impression management shows that individuals with high Machiavellian traits invest significantly more cognitive effort into how they are perceived than the average person. They are not just being friendly, they are managing your perception of them with precision. The smile is real. The warmth feels genuine. But underneath it, the calculation never stops. Inside the mind of a workplace snake, there is something like an internal manual, a set of rules they never wrote down but follow instinctively. Keep him relaxed. A relaxed person shares more. Make her vent. Frustration reveals priorities. Never show your hand. Information is only useful if it's asymmetric. Every interaction is filtered through this manual. The coffee chat, the corridor conversation, the check-in message after a difficult meeting. None of it is accidental. All of it is purposeful. And because most people extend good faith by default, because most people assume that friendliness means friendship, the snake operates almost entirely without suspicion. Not everyone becomes a target. The workplace snake selects carefully. They are drawn to people who are talented enough to be useful, visible enough to be worth undermining, and trusting enough not to suspect them. If you are competent, ambitious, and open, you are exactly what they are looking for. They will position themselves close to you early, before you have established your reputation fully, before you have built enough relationships to have a counter-narrative. The targeting phase
All
looks
right,
like friendship.
time for a coffee break.
It feels like someone finally sees your potential.
Perfect.
That feeling is the first
Now I can
warning
finish
sign
this report.
most people miss.
Feeling recharged.
Once the target is selected, the snake moves into the second phase, information gathering. And this is where the mask earns its keep. They will sit next to you at
My
lunch and
colleague
ask how
never
things are
pulls
going.
his weight.
They will
Honestly,
stay
the
back
boss
after a
can be
meeting and
unreasonable
check in on
sometimes.
how you are feeling
It's
about
so
the
exhausting.
new project.
I get it.
They will laugh
Just
at the
hang
right
in there.
moments,
Thanks.
nod at the
I
right
appreciate
moments,
it.
and make you feel, genuinely feel, that they are on your side. And while you are talking, they are filing. Every frustration you mention, every colleague you have a problem with, every time you express doubt about a decision from above, it all goes in, not written down, not recorded, just stored, quietly, carefully, and with perfect recall. Psychologists call this parasocial harvesting, building the emotional conditions for someone to voluntarily hand over information they would never share with someone they did not trust. The snake does not ask for your secrets, They simply make you feel safe enough to offer them. While they are gathering information from you, they are simultaneously doing something else. Building a network, not a genuine one, a strategic one. A workplace snake understands something that most people miss. Power in an office is not about what you know or what you do. It is about who narrates your story in the rooms you are not in. So they build relationships with your manager, with HR, with the people whose opinions shape how others are perceived. Not through exceptional work, through consistent, low-stakes social investment. They remember names. They ask about families. They volunteer for visible but non-critical tasks. By the time they need to use this network, it is already warm. The credit grab is where the damage becomes visible. But by then, it is almost always too late to trace. It happens gradually. An idea you mentioned in a one-on-one appears in their presentation 2 weeks later. A solution you proposed in a team chat gets referenced in a meeting as something they have been thinking about. They never steal credit directly. They absorb it. They let your thinking marinate in shared space and then resurface it as their own contribution. Slightly reworded, slightly reframed, delivered with confidence in a room where you are either absent or outranked. And when you try to correct the record, it looks petty. It looks like you are threatened by them, which is exactly how they need it to look. Here is the question that frustrates most people who have experienced this. Why does the system not stop them? The answer is uncomfortable. Most workplaces are not designed to detect this kind of behavior. Performance reviews measure output, not character. Managers respond to what is visible, not what is subtle. And the snake is extraordinarily good at being invisible at exactly the right moments. Research from the Harvard Business Review found that employees with strong political skills, the ability to manage impressions and build alliances, were consistently rated higher by managers, regardless of their actual performance outcomes. The system does not protect the snake deliberately. It protects them accidentally, and that distinction matters, because it means the solution is not just about exposing one person. It is about understanding the gap in how organizations read people. If you are watching this and thinking about someone specific, I want to say something directly to you. You are not paranoid. You are not being dramatic. You are not misreading the situation. Pattern recognition is one of the most underrated cognitive tools a human being has. And when your gut is telling you that something is off, that someone is friendlier than they should be, that information you shared privately somehow found its way to the wrong room, that your reputation shifted in ways you cannot fully explain, that instinct deserves to be taken seriously, not acted on blindly, but taken seriously, because the snake survives on your self-doubt. The moment you stop second-guessing your own perception is the moment their strategy starts to fail. So what do you actually do? The answer is not confrontation. That plays into their hands and gives them evidence of your instability. The answer is documentation and strategic distance. Step 1, document your contributions clearly and visibly. Create a paper trail of your work, your ideas, your decisions. Not defensively, proactively. Step 2, build your own relationships with leadership based on your actual work. Do not let the snake be the only narrative in the room about who you are. Step 3, reduce their access to your intel. Stay professional and warm in all interactions. But stop sharing personal information. Stop venting. Stop giving them material. You do not need to defeat them. You need to stop being useful to them. Because a snake without a target is just a person standing in an office pretending to be busy. If you have someone like this in your workplace right now, the most important thing to understand is this: you are not imagining it. The instinct that something is off, that the friendliness doesn't match the outcomes, that you keep losing ground without knowing why, that instinct is data. Trust it, protect yourself accordingly. And if this video helped you make sense of something you've been trying to name, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Subscribe for more workplace psychology, the real kind. I'll see you in the next one.